Now let's check out our starters for the Los Angeles Lakers. We've got Wallace, Russell Westbrook out there with Kobe. Then it's Brandon Bass and Dudley. And for Indiana, Gilbert Arenas is out there with Thornton. Then there's LaMarcus Aldridge. Then there's Rudy Gay and Yee.
Little different look here. Straight man-to-man defense.
And taken away by Arenas. Kobe against Aldridge. That's no good. Couldn't get his first shot to go.
That's not something you'll see very often. Got the mid-range jumper he wanted, but off target.
Looking at this Laker team along with Dallas, LA had the best record against the East of all the Western Conference teams.
And Kevin, not surprisingly, those were your top 2 seeds in the West when the regular season came to an end.
And Doris Burke has a report for us from the sideline.
Guys, there were a lot of questions about whether last season would be Phil Jackson's final one, whether he'd retire. After they won the title and he set a record for most coaching championships, he said he was leaning towards retiring. He decided to return, though, saying, "Count me in." After a couple of weeks of deliberation, it's time to get back to the challenge of putting together a team that can defend its title. It'll be the last stand for me, and I hope it's a grand one. Guys, good to have him back.
It certainly is. Thank you, Doris. Going back to the Lakers' East record, having a good or even greater inter-conference record is a key to winning just at the beginning of your division.
Yes, and not only your division, but beyond that, Kevin. If you want to win the West, you need to be able to beat teams from the East, and that's exactly what they did.
And these conferences take great pride overall in the kind of teams they have, and I think right now it's fair to say that the West has a little bit of an advantage over the
Yeah, I think
conference.
that's been the case for most of the last decade when you take a look at it.
Now here's Westbrook. Now Arenas. He's covered by Westbrook. Fires top of the key. Kept alive.
Excellent job to disrupt that pass. Those deflections are really an underrated defensive play.
Poked away. Lakers give up possession. Here's Bass. That's in, coming off an assist by Kobe.
These guys are in the zone. They're taking it over.
Arenas against Westbrook. Gay kicks to Aldridge. Over Wallace. And the Pacers can't get it to go.
Starting this game, nothing's going down for them.
Westbrook passes to Bryant. Leads him with the pass.
Great jump on the dump inside.
Here's Arenas. Takes it up. And he drops it in on the layup. Arenas has got his first basket of the night.
I love his tenacity and aggressiveness on offense. He's lightning quick and loves to take it to the rim.
Wallace dishes to Bryant. Kobe with a screen on Arenas. Westbrook kicks to Wallace. Outside Westbrook. From 11 feet away. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. That's on LaMarcus Aldridge. The Pacers finished last season with a 9-21 record against the tough Western Conference.
Well, we call it the Wild, Wild West, Kevin, and for good reason. You don't win games out there if you're not playing at a high level. The West has had an edge over the Pacers for a long time now.
Now here's Arenas. Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Hey, Kevin. Well, I briefly spoke with Jim O'Brien. I asked him what word would best describe their defense, and he replied, intimidation. He thinks their length and capacity to block shots makes teams think twice about bringing the ball inside against them. That should certainly work to their advantage today, guys.
Thanks, Doris. So defense is the key early on.
You know, it's not surprising, Kevin, when you think about the great team. So much of their game planning really starts at the defensive end of the floor. This team is on a mission, focused and on target. 5 for 5 now.
Rudy Gay on the wing. Pass to Aldridge. Drains the easy jumper. Aldridge has got his first basket.
His height is really an advantage on that medium-range jumper. He can just rise up and pop it right over the defenders and get a good shot every time.
Now here's Kobe, 18 feet away, and again it's the Lakers.
They're really doing a nice job, a really good job of getting everything they want in this quarter. Just good, solid basketball.
Thornton with it. Kicks it out to Gay. Baseline jumper. Pass. Scoops it up. Here are the Lakers with the ball. They're on a 15-6 run. Outside, Kobe. Over Thornton. It's blocked. Pacers trail by 9. Outside, Arenas. Aldridge, the pass to Gay. Westbrook picks him up. Gay dishes to Arenas. Just 4 to shoot. 2 seconds left, and that one's good. Arenas has got his second basket of the night.
He makes such intelligent plays with the basketball. Always aware, always a threat to score.
Here's Kobe, and no good. But close on that one, so he'll shoot 2. It's going to be on Rudy Gay. You know, one of the stories last season, Clark, in the playoffs for the Lakers was after that early scare to the Thunder of Oklahoma City in the first round, the Lakers really turned it up in the playoffs. In fact, it was that Game 5, they kind of rebooted, they kind of found themselves.
Yeah, they certainly did. Sometimes you have to have your back against the wall. You've got to go through that crucible of almost losing an important game in the playoffs to be able to get your second win and to gain that extra wave of confidence. And that's kind of what happened with the Lakers. I mean, anytime you face a team like the Thunder that has the leading scorer in the league in Kevin Durant, you know it's not going to be easy, and the Lakers saw that to be true, and yet they were able to work through that.
Thunder had those young legs.
And a lot of confidence,
yes,
and an unbelievable building.
Yeah, they didn't blink. They did not blink.
Not at all. They were relishing the opportunity, thrilled to be in the playoffs, but they felt like they could beat, not only play with the Lakers, they felt like they could beat the Lakers, Kevin.
And here is Thornton following Russell Westbrook's 3. Back to Wallace. Pass to Westbrook. Gilbert Arenas covering. Outside Westbrook. Can't extend the lead to double digits. Arenas against Westbrook. And here is Aldridge. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. And for the Pacers, a 32-50 record overall last season, number 10 in the Eastern Conference.
Not what they expected, Kevin, but at home the Pacers did end up 23-18.
The first free throw is good. The Lakers making a switch here. And good on the second, so he makes them both. One thing you like about the Lakers, this is a team that not only Clark is a solid team at home, but they are just as terrific on the road.
Well, 23 road wins is a good mark, Kevin, but they won 29 the year before, so they did go a step back. But nonetheless, when you've got the kind of championship pedigree that this team has, you're not so much worried about what your numbers say as much as you are about how healthy you are and what level are we playing at when it's time to go in the postseason.
Now Arenas following the three-point attempt by Kobe Bryant.
He's not giving an inch on defense. He really bothered that shot.
So timeout called here, the first for Los Angeles. And some changes here for the Pacers. Thomas is checked in, and it's Walker in for Marcus Thornton. Here's Westbrook. 8 points for him. Kobe passes to Mbah-a-Moute. Fades back. That's in, coming off an assist by Kobe. And the Lakers lead by 9. For the Lakers, Clark, on the road, I'd say it was a relative step back, and I'm agreeing with you on that point. You've got to guard home court.
Yep.
And then I guess you just say, just give me a winning record on the road.
Oh, yeah, exactly, because you look across the league, typically you're only going to have, 6, 7 teams, maybe 8 that have significant road winning records. So clearly anytime you're above 500 on the road and you do a good job at home, then you feel like you've got a chance to make a run in the playoffs.
And the elite teams, the old Chicago Bulls with MJ, Kobe's and Shaq's Lakers, I mean, we've had some anomalies over the years.
Yeah.
But a winning record on the road is, I think, a victory unto its own, even if it's a game over 500 away from home.
Exactly. I agree wholeheartedly. And again, another point just to piggyback on what you said with the elite team, they always know that if they're healthy, they can get it done on the road in the playoffs.
And here is Brewer over Mbamute. And then off as he tries to beat the buzzer.
Well, you have to like how this defense is playing here in the first half. I mean, off to a very...
And it's been a tight game as the second quarter gets going. Here is Brewer. So with Arenas on the bench, here's who's on the floor for Jim O'Brien. We've got Walker. Jeffries out there with Williams. Then it's Corey Brewer and Thomas. Here's Walker. Goes up. Buries the short-range shot.
Beautiful, beautiful pass. Well executed there.
Lakers leading by 4. So here's Westbrook. He's got 8. And Mbamute kicks to Butler.